lining from the worst three-game shooting funk of Nikola Jokic's career is that the Nuggets managed to pull out a win during that stretch, but now their Western Conference semifinal series with the Oklahoma City Thunder is tied 2-2 after another uncharacteristically efficient outing by Jokic during a 92-87 Denver loss Sunday in Game 4. Here's Jokic on those struggles.
I mean, it's a little bit of everything, you know. They're playing really good defense on me. They're really into my body, handsy, physical. And I think I missed like 2-3 open looks tonight. So it's a little bit of everything, you know. They're shrinking the ball. They're shrinking the floor for me. They're having guy behind the defender. So it's a little bit of everything, you know. So it's I need to do a better job, of course, but it's part of the game.
All right, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Stephen A., are Jokic's woes more about him playing poorly or OKC's defense just being that good?
It's about OKC's defense. To watch them play defense against this guy, he'll catch the ball, Jay, when it's one dude on him. He puts the ball on the floor and there's 6 hands in it. And their ability to recover, to be on him, and then to get out to defend somebody on the wing. They've got quickness. They've got tremendous athleticism. They defend at every single position. They've got some physical dudes that will put a body on you. Oklahoma City defensively is the real deal. Weeks ago, on several occasions, I brought up this category. There were like 9 statistical defensive categories. They were number 1. I'm talking about loose balls, steals, points off turn. I mean, they're all over the place. This is who they are. And obviously that means Jamal Murray's going to have to step up, be a bit more consistent. Michael Porter Jr. is going to have to be more consistent. Aaron Gordon is going to have to be as formidable as he was in the first couple of games of the series, etc. But you're just looking at them and you're just saying to yourself, listen, offensively, OKC can be challenging at times, particularly late in games. They try to they get in ISO situations and beat you that way. But defensively, the way they rotate, the way they move, the way they get out on shooters, even after, they're suffocating you in the paint area. I can't say enough about what I've seen from them defensively. I got to give them credit.
I think you're really wrong on this one.
Okay.
And I love OKC's defense. I think they are elite. And Hartenstein's done a really good job. Obviously, Chet, they keep rotating guys into fresh legs. My man's missed a lot of chippies. He's missed some open layups. And I know Hartenstein's sitting on that right hand and a little physicality, but he's missing point-blank shots. Now, look, he's shooting 18% from the three-point line. Ain't all those three-pointers contested? I think it's more the case of his legs and the durability and how that plays into it. He looks exhausted on the court. So I think it's more on Jokic. And here's something else. I don't like hearing any excuses. They could be real. Obviously, last series versus the Clippers, Zubac did a great job being physical against him. Multiple players that this team has employed have been able to come in and try to knock him off his block. But when you're the best player in the world, and that is what I think about Nikola Jokic, he is the best player in the world. Even though all those things are true, this is the moment when you step it up and you gear it up. Now, nothing in his press conference told me he was not going to be doing that. But when I'm seeing him shoot 18% from the three-point line, that's not so much on defense. When I'm seeing him shoot 33% from the field, this dude can score against anybody in the world. Ain't nobody stopping him but himself. I think it's more his legs than Chet Holmgren, who is good, doing a good job. They're doing a good job. I'm not saying they're not. But this, to me, is more about Jokic than it is about OKC's defense.
I think he is absolutely exhausted. I'm not talking about the last 3 games. They've played 7 games in 13 days. They have no backup center. He plays nonstop. They basically are playing with 6.5 players. During the regular season, because they were thin and because there were injuries to some of their key players, he averaged the most minutes of any season in his career, okay? At the end of the season, they had a coaching change. He took even more of a role. You watch in the huddles, and gosh knows what they're doing in practices and stuff. He's taken a bigger role than he ever has before as a leader. You look at the way Zubac played against him. Look at the last 7 games. He's shooting 40% over 7 games. Look at the turnovers, way up. 5, 6 turnovers a game. Not just these last 3. I'm talking about these last 7. he hasn't been himself. Now, Jay, you bring up a good point. If this was LeBron or if this was Steph, would they be getting, criticized? Say, hey, you're a 3-time MVP. I don't care if you're tired. I don't care what you got to do off the court. I don't care you got to play so many minutes. You got to do it. Yes, that's fair. If you want to compare him to the all-time greats, you have to hold him to the same standard. But, guys, just look at the highlight package. Every single shot is short. Every single shot is short. And the Thunder, they have depth and size and depth. It does matter in good old basketball, okay? And they bring those 3 guys in there, and they lean on them, and they rotate, and they bring help. And Stephen A. is right. It's not that the scheme is otherworldly. It's that it's just deep and nonstop. And every time one of them gets tired, bring in another one. And Jokic is still out there rolling up and down that court. So, look, it's a 3-game series now. 2 games are going to be in Oklahoma City. And, by the way, he didn't make an excuse. He didn't come out after the game and say anything. He took the onus on. I think he's exhausted. I think that's what it comes down to. And some of that is because of him, and some of that is because Denver hasn't supported him and given him a break, and it's coming home to roost now.
But primarily it's because Dagnall and OKC have recognized he has no help at that center position.
You're right.
And the part of the strategy is to wear him down. Because what other team in the NBA can really, really pull that off? Can throw in an inordinate amount of bodies at you. First of all, they got 18 fouls to give at the center position alone, defending against them. And then that you got to take into account all the other extra bodies that come. The minute he puts the ball on the floor, you 6'11", 7 feet tall, and the cats that's coming at you is 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", and they're getting low. The second you put the ball on the floor, it's 6 hands grabbing at you. It's a lot, Jay.
Run these highlights again. Run the highlights of all your.
But watch the whole game,
no. We're gonna watch some tape a little bit. Just what, with the exception of the one where he tries to go up underneath. Please put on the highlights of Jokic missing shots. I mean, with the exception of this one, which is the up and under, which he typically makes, by the way. I mean, these are open looks.
That wasn't open.
Short.
Man, look. For a guy like him, they're all short. That's different though. Yeah. Open look. Come on, man. Like for me, an open look is Stephen A. You could be up in my face. If I can see the rim. For a guy like Jokic, that's an open look.
All right. So that's all I'm saying. All right. That's the 3-point shots. That's the 11 3-point shots he attempted.
It's 18%.
I'm saying, what about everything else?
I hear you.
What about everything else?
Some shots are contested, but there are also layups in here. Right. Like here, you're going to see him miss, literally, where he's missing chippies. The ball's going in and out. I'm not saying that the defense has nothing to do with it. All I'm saying is that a player of his magnitude has seen every defense in the book and has still surpassed every expectation. So I'm just not going to discount that.
He's never had to do this load, though. This load he's never had to do. From the season to this postseason to this last 2 weeks, he's never had like this.
But, Wendy, that makes my point the right point, though. It's more about him than it is about the scheme of the team defending him. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Well, I think he's right. I think he said it's both. But I don't think it's because he's choking. I think he's exhausted, is my point.
See, I'm trying to have him break a tie. He didn't want to break a tie for us.
Yeah, not everyone has Windy energy in the playoffs, okay?
Windy, I like it.
Windy probably had a B12 shot before he came on air this morning because that man is ready to go, Windy. I need whatever you're doing.
B12 really works, huh?
Yeah.
That's what they say, yeah.
What they say.
Stephen A., you said on Countdown, speaking of what they say, SGA had to answer the call. Did he do it in Game 4?
He did enough. He had 3 of 7 shots in the fourth quarter. He did enough. He certainly wasn't as porous as he was